Tifo ni ajefo ye mo bibiara kwa ba cheche obia. Edo over daily update TV. So yes, daily update today we give you the best. So also subscribe and share. Now all the comment in the comment section man. Now any day so respectfully that was it. Also like share no notification. YouTube about alert and 10 be a boring because daily updates here you cover everything daily activities near my course so they be there hinter breaking news, shocking news, nina and daily update. News papa there just a daily update na wase odo wani chure na osonsa beka bintene so say obehye na onyan so den enye bia memo akwa ba biom eni nkomo kakra enye nim say finally Bawumia is the leading man and as on a lead NDC, sorry I stand to be corrected, MPP amanyoko no na Bawumia lead MPP amanyoko ye nyina ye nim say Bawumia he must choose his running mate before the end of this year. No na acquire life and death matter according to one of NDC guru. Omkopimo Alaji show so credit to Pan Africa TV ne crew no. Now hot na okase brofona na okan was say it has tend to be life, death and life matters. Because of just choosing now there's a name is a APP they were intending to choose from all party but Bawumia rejected from all party. There are series of names popping up just to choose a running mate. According to the MDC woman guru now Pimono was it this has become a death matter, like it has become a grudge as a abeye chaotic to choose a running mate. No, I say multiples of name is popping up. Bawumia don't know how to like what to do. It's like he's in the middle of the ocean. So he's stranded. And all guys, it's a death and life matter. Credit to Pan Africa TV. And then I'll share and subscribe and I'll share my God bless you. I had daily updates, so yeah, that was it. God bless you. Stay tuned, stay connected. Yamisha, Yonko Tian and Emra. Na Yametwaso, Yamisha.
We know our way forward. Undisputed. They had a council of elders meeting. The reason why that message kept popping up is that she's our immediate past running mate, and people assume that usually when there's a council of elders meeting, very, very big and important topics as this is going to be discussed. You understand? And so they just come out and say that she is the one that will be chosen. We don't know yet. She may be, she may not be. It's totally in the hands of our flag bearer. So that is just by the way. Senna, my brother here was ranting so much. I appreciate him. He's a little bit frustrated. You can imagine the journey he has gone through ever since their internal elections went on. I called him on several occasions to console him, give him my shoulders to cry on. Today he's here blabbing about things that he doesn't know. He's my brother, any day, anytime, and he's going through very trying times. So we will pardon him. And as for the movement, the way butterflies move, we know that they can move to the extent of migration. So I will not be shocked if the butterfly movement will move from Ghana to Congo very soon. So I wish them well, and they should keep moving. I am not just trying to respond to everything that he's saying, but I'm grateful that in his 24-hour economy address, he mentioned that it was a very productive strategy for any reasonable country. That he said, as to how we haven't brought out our manifesto, and it's not as if it is, we brought out our manifesto and it's not in it. Our president had a conversation and was compelled to give out one of the very many things he was going to do. So as to how, we have even mentioned some, but I mean, he didn't read into it very well. So we do not owe you anything. We are just grateful that you know that it is a very, very powerful strategy for every reasonable and developing country, or a country that seeks to go ahead. That is just one of the sides. And so I won't take too much time on this topic because it's so relatable to Ghanaians, and people will understand from various sectors that in trying to choose Bawumia's running mate, he had to be given another opportunity, or should I say they failed to choose. When it was publicly announced that tomorrow NEC of NPP is going to sit and choose a running mate. They announced. They were ready to go into that meeting. They were ready with names and whatever. But I thought to myself that why is it even such a big deal with Bawumia? Because the man Bawumia has lost so much and every bit of integrity and respect for himself as a person that the choice of a running mate is even more important than the choice made by his people to choose him. Choosing Bawumia's running mate is a life and death matter for the NPP, because this is a candidate who has zero integrity, zero respect, zero background and track record. He has been pushed on to the NPP by force because of available resources, because of internal machinations. And so choosing a running mate is not a light matter. That is why even he is not as powerful. Because trust me, I do not know about the constitution of the NPP, but in the constitution of the NDC, the running mate is chosen by the flag bearer in consultation with. If it is the same, that means that the flag bearer has all the power and will just consult. Doesn't mean that the Council of Elders or NEC can disagree with the flag bearer. So if the name Bawumia brought up has been disagreed on and therefore has been told to go back, you should know that he holds no power at all. In the election, people wanted to create the impression as though he has a very large constituency. You can buy a large constituency with money, but he does not have a strong constituency. Bawumia is a weakling. He's a tool. He's a puppet that has been placed there for the benefit of those that control him. He has a very large constituency because of financial resources, but he's not strong. The former NPP member will tell you that in secret. Maybe he might even. I don't know about this your yellow thing. It's funny.
So you know there's a yellow.
It is very funny. I don't want to even go there. So, Senna, there is a very crucial problem over there. Now we hear of names coming up. There was a day I saw somebody send me a message in my Instagram DM of Napo having a secret wedding. I was like, wow, the agenda must be real, because apparently he has quickly gone to marry somebody. I don't know, his partner, in the quest of pushing his agenda to go for running mate position. We heard about Apostle Opokoyina. Yeah. That part, I almost didn't believe it, because there had been many accusations leveled on the Christian Council and those that were, posing as men of God, but indeed were secret stomach politicians. Indeed were doing the bit of the NPP. Those who had very loud and wide mouths during His Excellency John Dramani Mahamed's era, very loud and wide mouths to complain about anything and everything, but obviously have their mouths shut when it got to the turn of the NPP. I couldn't believe it. And if you ask people that are close, Apostle Opokoyina had, he was actually fighting to get that slot. So I wasn't surprised when my brother here mentioned that he was the one Bawumia took to play the religious card. Because Bawumia knows that if he's going to play the Islam card, he needs a Christian to balance it. But trust me, Christianity may not be the same as Islam. Because if you are Pentecostal, I am Catholic. If you are Baptist, I am from Assemblies of God or something like that. And we actually want to relate to somebody who comes naturally to us as a man for the people and not a man of religion. That is why you see His Excellency John Dramani Mahama enter any Muslim program and he suits it. He doesn't have to pretend. He will tell you his knowledge in Islam. He will quote the Quran to you. He will give his message and blends well with the people because he is their people. He goes to his church, Assemblies of God church, and it is similar there. This man appears to everyone as a man of the people. Unfortunately, Bawumia has nothing to play on, so now he's trying to play the religious card by saying that, oh, we've not really had a lot of Muslims being president, and so I think it was only Hilary Man who he wasn't even a Muslim. So he's playing the Muslim card that today we also want to stand up and lead for somebody to follow. But that card won't play because even Muslims don't think like that when it comes to matters of governance. Most Muslims don't think like that. We want people who will give us results. Do not come and divide our states into a religious state, because now it looks like Muslims are being empowered to think that they also have to do something when it has never been the case. And so if you go and attempt to bring an apostle, a stomach politician in cloaks and cassocks as your running mate and it was backfired, it is because they know that the battle ahead is bigger than what Bawumia himself is saying. In fact, he thinks it's a joke. He thinks it's just similar to what he went through in his internal elections. Unfortunately, it won't be like that. And I dare to say that they are going to have a very tough decision to come up with somebody who can match. I even heard that they are considering a woman. They mentioned Fremo Pare. I hear they have blocked that. Now I hear it's a vice chancellor, a female vice chancellor of a university. A female vice chancellor of a university, which tells me that they are so scared and shivering that they are trying to get somebody who will suit and match the characteristics of our 2020 running mates. They are just lost because we know that our 2020 running mate was once a female vice chancellor of a university in Cape Coast. She was an education minister. And so if I'm hearing all this in the air, you can see that these people are struggling, and trust me, they're going to have a hard time. But nevertheless, whatever decision that they come up with, I don't know who will be too white enough to wash Bawumia's blackness, or too clean enough, let me use that again, too clean enough to wash Bawumia's dirtiness, because that man has soiled his integrity, the integrity of where he hails from, the integrity of the entire MPP, and even those who hail from MPP, including the butterfly. Because Sana, we go there and then we realize that when did the butterfly decide to leave MPP? It is only when their internal elections didn't favor them. They never decided that, no, this is a lost cause, we need to be a people of our own. It is only when the internal elections of the NPP didn't favor them, then they start talking like they have never been part of this. They were cooking it together, they lived it together, they chopped it together, they enjoyed it together. And all of a sudden, they messed up together. They messed up together. Today, we are grateful enough that John Mahama has his track record there. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia has his track record of 8 years lying down there. Now show us what. Show us what. That is one of the most interesting things about this election. That two very experienced people are going together. People that we have experienced ourselves. Sena, I feel bad for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia because I have seen incidents of puppets being controlled before. He is lost. It's a lost cause, and there was a big mistake done by the NPP. However, it favors us because this is who we would have preferred. Because it favors the NDC.
Oh, really?
That Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is who you choose. It just tells you who the NPP are. And I hope that they do not make the mistake of playing the tribal, especially the religious card, because that will go against them big time. And whoever they decide to bring as running mates will be no match for even our flag bearer alone, because he's not just going by himself. He's going with his ideas, he's going with his suggestions, and most importantly, with his experience and track record of how he has managed this country and how it was a better place than it is now under the NPP and all those who hail from the NPP. Thank you, Senator.
Thank you too very much, Jifa. And I like
happened on was it Friday or Thursday?
Thursday. Yeah.
Thursday that the flag bearer of the MPP, Dr. Bawumia, could not come out with a running mate. It's not something that you can treat it in isolation. It has a lot of everything to do with the work that the movement for change did in Kumasi. And I will explain to viewers and listeners this morning for them to understand that it's not because the vice president wasn't clear whom he was going to submit as his running mate. In fact, he has a name. In fact, he went to the meeting with a name. But answered under the circumstance and judged by the huge numbers that went on the street of Kumasi and the current situation with the New Patriotic Party in the Ashanti region, the National Executive Council, together with NEC, decided to, as it were, give him another opportunity to come with a different name. Because the name that he sent there was totally different from what everyone was expecting. And I keep telling you, why do you want to? This morning,
Please.
If I have done anything wrong, let me apologize.
Allow him.
Why is it available? Why did you pass yesterday night?
Flu, don't worry, flu.
And he has a backing vocalist. That is what interests me.
Flu.
It shows that you are indeed a woman organizer of this.
But I was going to come to ask the same question, but I wanted you to
but I don't know
at least
when
have the benefit of the floor, so please continue.
That's the question whilst you were delivering.
That's why, yeah, please go ahead.
So, interestingly, the vice president and the flag bearer of the party could not submit, could not agree with the party on the choice. I mean, rumors have it that Unyina, Apostle Unyina, is the name that is going around, and it's for a simple reason. That the vice president, from where I sit and the sort of information I have, believes that his hold of the party is not that strong, and it will be politically suicidal to take anyone that he came to meet in the party as a running mate. Then power instantly shifts to that running mate, because then that person knows the party through and through and can therefore manipulate things in his favor. Again, 2024 is an election that has its own dynamics. It is an election that is historical, whichever you look at it. Mr. Alan Tremantin is in the pole position in this election. When he wins, which some of us believe he will win, he becomes the first independent candidate to have won a presidential election in this country. Even in an unlikely event that former President John Mahama, who was blessed by this country to lead us, and indeed he led us into abyss, wins again, then it means he also is the first person to have been president, removed, and has been brought back. And with the current arrangement, if the vice president also wins, that means the MPP has broken the 80, as has been the mantra. So, whichever way you look at it, is historical in nature. And the New Patriotic Party, remember, since the beginning of 2020, has had this feeling that it is a matter of breaking the 8. And so, and you can only break the 8 as a New Patriotic Party when your stronghold is solidly behind you. And that is the problem the party is facing now, because that stronghold or that word bank has now become a microfinance, because it has been taken over by the movement for change. And we did not just take over because it's Mr. Alan Tremantin, because the people of that region held a certain belief, political ideology, liberal democracy, believe in private sector. If you have followed the stronghold very well, most of them are involved in business. So if you are a government and you come and all your policies are geared towards pricing them out of their business, I'm telling you, you are not going to have it easy with them. And that is the kind of promise Mr. Alan Tremantin, through his great transformational plan, has given to the country. Indeed, when the vice president was doing his campaign to become the flag bearer of the party, he knew at all material time that the constitution of the MPP, Article 13(9) or so, I think 2 or 9, it's very clear that a year to election you must submit your running mate. And I'm sure going around, he knew the person that he would partner with to confront the 2024 election should he win the election. So why would anybody come and tell me that all of a sudden the vice president has lost or forgotten all the names that he had in mind at this crucial hour? That is not the case. It is about the movements incursion in the region. It is about how the people of the stronghold and many areas are unhappy with the developments that are taking place in the New Patriotic Party. But let me say that as a member, a proud member of the Movement for Change, I am very happy with what is happening. If as a result of we going on the street and doing a walk, a mere walk, can prevent you from naming your running mate, then I can assure you that we are going to walk throughout the year so that you are unable to come out with your running mate. And the numbers that will be coming subsequently will be mind-blowing. Mind you, when the Movement for Change was established, people hardly gave us any opportunity of surviving beyond 2 weeks. And I remember a lot of people came with theory that butterflies don't last more than 2 weeks. And they were just poo-pooing our activities, giving Mr. Alan Chamate all sort of names. But now they have realized that, hey, where the country is, it's not a matter of NPP and NDC. Look, I have said severally that for NDC or NPP to win election 2024 is to say Ghanaians have endorsed poverty. If we believe that our current circumstance is not the best, the question you ask yourself is, how did we get where we are? We have been led by these two political parties, i.e. NDC.
It's here for Namishramu and Onyo Bibia Kesi, and I just said, Namisho Bia, Nonyo may teacher will be Bia do about daily update TV. So, and then I pass on subscribe to my YouTube channel, no notification bells. And then you could see in Bawumia running meeting, I done a always at that fighting zone. And they say running meeting on Bawumia and Kazana. Why confused? Yeah. He's actually confused from the party. Party now and man confused. To choose a running mate, there are there are a lot of name Apostle Wonyina and so Apostle Wonyina so like a lot of names are popping up has actually confused our vice president, because choosing the running mate has become something big for him now. Into no Bawumia running mate no ana be say be very issue on board that him say aye bibio into no winning sama eda paso ti Bawumia wo huni pa won choose na as a running mate, because there was a time and there was a circulation of rumors be a you looking for say napo na ebe Bawumia running mate, because man napo ekoware nyina court consistent. Got to be a vice president, you have to have a wife, potential wife. Oh, sorry, I stand to no potential. You have to have a wife. Na yes, you say no. NDC woman good because it has become life and death matter, because they don't know who to choose as a running mate, and abaye tensions, and I said chaotic moment, and I said decision. Omuntimi make it appropriate stand. Say we, because over NDC side now is the potential running mate for Mahama is Jenana Opoku Professor, because he's the potential, but actually they haven't declared officially. According to a MPP company, you huni pa ye didn't be running mate. Na po ho frema o pale ho like a dinner de be brewo kwa emrebe kra yo mo boy din bi se kwa bena Japan bibisa yeah ono so ho na say a very confusing confusing moment. A confused Bawumia to say internal, that is the life and death matters no. That's an opportunity say any easy say when choosing as a running mate, they don't know what next will become Bawumia running mate, but for this moment and also there make a proper decision be as a anyway and any person or maintain and a Bawumia running mate. Who hence sending na ya to say na a concon till further notice you who there obetimi aye Bawumia running mate for now. Entino na sure say obepiem e daily update, and now o share na subscribe na share na boy room tembia na YouTube mo alert no tembia so boru amusa beka bi na je say enkomodidie na ekoso na do comment na ama me papa menua ba ma me mama me papa na do comment na mama me chiachi obibia nso say me mo official pa any Merry Christmas in advance nyame ayadom akwa betoye dia the trade ampo nyame asintero na so say obehwe won so ebro nyai na what's the save now? Just say when we bushing more enjoy. God bless you. Stay tuned with daily updates because 24/7. Yeah, Juma, you never regret. They say we give you the best. Now, me sure opening news papa. They are opening news papa. They me patrol look no further for any chemo daily updates. Now we give you the best. Bawumia reanimate. Who will be Bawumia reanimate? Asembisa. Sisi yinyang Mahama. And as the NDC, no, you have more potential reanimate, which will be Professor Bawumia. So who will be Bawumia reanimate? Let me sure stay tuned.